So hello guys, it's Coriander and welcome back to a new video. So first of all, sorry for last time. I was a little bit busy and I won't talk about that too much because this video can be lengthy then. Okay, so today's topic is insertion sorting. Now what do you understand by the term insertion? Now do you remember the school days when we used to give our copies to a teacher to check them? Coming to that days, you should remember that when our teachers check the copies, they arrange the copies in the sequence of roll numbers. So they did it in a specific way, and that way is insertion sorting. Okay, so how I'm saying this for so sure that this is insertion sorting because I've seen it. Okay, you can't complain about that. I'm going to tell you, and you have to listen. Okay, so that was a little bit compulsive and dominative too. Leave it. Moving forward, let us take 3 copies. No, 3 would be very less. Let's take 5 copies and arrange them in a random order. 5. This is roll number 5. This is roll number 8. This is roll number 3. This is roll number 2. This is roll number 1. Now, as you can see that this isn't the perfect order. Now what will we do? We will go from left to right here. Okay, I'm just telling you that we will go from left to right. We can go from right to left also, but for convenience let's take it from left to right. So let us take that what I'm saying, let us take this element and store it in a variable named temp, as we always do in case of sorting. Here we have temp. Now as 5 is in temp, no temp temp, okay. Now we will compare these two elements. We will see if this element is if 5 is less than 8 or greater than 8. If 5 is greater than 8, or we can say if 8 is less than 5, it will take the position of 5. Okay, or we can say if we divide it in index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's name the array ARR. Okay, now if we say that ARR 0 is greater than ARR 1, then these two values will swap. Okay, but this is not the case. So what will happen here is that now we will compare these two values. Now you can clearly see that in these two values 3 is smaller than 8. So these two values will definitely swap. Now in the new array you will see that it will be like 5, 3, 8, 2, 1. Okay, let me decrease the size of this, otherwise it would be inconvenient. Let us take it 5. Okay, now we will move backwards. Okay, one pointer is going from left to right and other is coming from right to left. Now you can see here that we will compare 3 and 5 also here. Then we will take it 3, 5, 8, 2, 1. Okay, so this much part is sorted now. 3, 5, 8. This is an ascending order. It's pretty clear. Now what will we do is that we will compare this element with this element. Again the process will be same. This will come before this, it will come before this and this, because this is the smallest element in these 4 elements. If we see, we are not considering 1 in this case. So this was a separated array which was also a sorted array. Now what will we do is we will place 2 here and we will repeat the process. Now after repeating the process 3 times, I guess it would be like 2, 3, 5, 8, 1. If we repeat such process one more time, I am talking about the set of process. Okay, so this much part is the sorted array. Now the part which is unsorted is this, so we can simply place it here. It would go first in the place of 8, then in place of 5, then in place of 3, and finally in place of 2. So it will be like 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 5, comma 8. Pretty simple, right? Okay, so I guess this much part is clear. Now let's move to the code part. Wait a minute, I'll attach the keyboard here and then we will start to code. Yeah, so let us open IntelliJ IDEA, and here we have a public class insertion sort which I have already made here. Now main function is a must here, so here is our main function. Actually we should call it method, okay, it is more accurate. Now talking about accuracy, our method should be accurate also, and let me remind you that in the previous file also, here we used a method in selection sort. So here also we will make a method. We will make it like static void insertion sort, and for parameters we will take, I think we should take only one thing, which is int arr. So as you can see, this is our array. We are taking array as a parameter in our method. Now let us define some variables. So our first variable is int I, comma j, and finally n, which will be nothing but length of arr dot length. Now this is pretty much clear. Now as I said, we will go from left to right, so we will need, oh sorry, yeah, so we will need a for loop. But before that let's store the value. Oh, I forgot to consider the temp variable. Yeah, in this we will store the value. So this is our for loop for I equals to 1 and less than equal to, oh not less than equal to, only less than, I less than n and I plus plus. Now in this, let us define temp. Now in temp, as I said, we will store the value here, and this value which will store is arri. Now here you can see that this value is stored. We were going from left to right, and first 5 will be stored, then 8 will be stored, then 3 will be stored, and then 2 and then 1. Oh, let us see that 5 will not be stored. Okay, this was a mistake that I made while telling you 5 will not be stored, and the reason is, if you closely see that I equals to 1, I is starting from 1, so the 0th index is missed out. Okay, and we have missed that intentionally. We would start from 1 and then we would go till the end. Okay, now here we have a while loop, and now in this while loop we will say that while j is greater than or equal to 0 and one more condition, okay, that temp is greater than, actually temp is, yeah, greater than, not like this, just wait for a minute. Here we will do one more thing, that we will say that j equals to I minus 1. I will tell you why. but just focus on this point, that why I have mentioned j equals to I minus 1, and focus on it later. Actually, I'm just sorry that I said the wrong thing. Focus later on it. For now, just come to this point. So here we have ARR I. Now what am I saying? Temp ARR I. Is it even possible? Yeah, I was wrong. Okay. Now if ARR, if temp, no, I'm making some mistake. Yeah. Oh, not this one. This was right. Okay. So sorry for this. Now, what will we do? We said that j should be greater than equal to 0, while j is greater than equal to 0 and temp is greater than ARRJ. We will do one thing here. We will say that ARR j plus 1, j plus 1 equals to ARR j. Now unary decrement operator. Now here we come and we will do something. And what is that something? It's a big question. We'll do ARR j plus 1. Oh, not j plus 2, but j plus 1 equals to TEM. Now if you clearly if you can see, it is clearly the 3 points which I said earlier. Temp equals to ARR I, temp equals to ARR j plus 1 equals to ARR j, ARR j plus 1 equals to temp. Now I know that this is a little bit confusing, because when we studied it previously, it was like temp equals to ARR I, and then ARR I equals to ARR j. It was something like this. Now it is a little bit different, but let us see it will work or not, and then I will explain what is going on in here. So let us bookmark this first. Okay. Oh, I am putting a bookmark here, and yeah, here also. So I have put 3 bookmarks here. Let us execute it and then we will see. So first of all, let us make an array. Int ARR, int square brackets ARR. We are making an array. We will say, let us keep it like this: 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I know that it is a little bit small array. Let us make it large. Yeah, this should be sufficient. Now here we will do something, and again something is important. Yeah, so we have to make changes. Insertion sort is our function, and more specifically we say, which is more accurate also, it is our method. Now if you see that this method is making changes in this array, it is not making any other array or returning any other array. That is why we have used the keyword void. It would not return anything. Now we will use a for each loop. In this we will say int element, int element, and here we have ARR system.out.println. From here we will remove ln, and yeah, we will have element plus this gap. Now we have saved this, and let us run and see what happens. Okay, variable I might not have been initialized, but I think I have initialized it. I equals to 1. Oh, here. So I have to put it in this for loop. Now it should work. 984321. Okay, so now it is sorted, and it is sorted in the backward order, if you see. Okay, now what if we want to sort it in the ascending order? We'll see that too, but for now let us see what's going on in here. 984321. Actually, I had done this for ascending order. There must be something wrong here. Okay, don't mind. We are taking this 984. We are taking the greatest integer for this. So yeah, what if we change this? It was like this. Yeah, now we have perfect array, perfect sorted array. Now for giving more clearance, let us print this before and after. Okay, you have seen that before and after results video. I also like that videos. So here it is, before, and here we will apply the same for loop. No need to make any difference. It's just before and after. And here we will see the after results. AFTER. And let us save and run this. Okay. So I think I've made a blunder. Here it is. Actually, I should also consider to print println here. System.out.println. Not a major blunder. Now here is our case, 432189, and here it is 123489. Now you can see that this is clearly sorted, but you would still have a question, how is this possible? How is this function carried out? So for that part, let us make some calculations here. I was also confused when I studied this at first, but it is less confusing once you're yeah. So I have to open a new file. Don't say. Yeah. So coming on to this, I have to again remove my keyboard, so it would take some time. Sorry guys. Yeah. So I guess it's working fine here. Yeah, it is. Surely is. Let us take some vibrant color, which is blue. Now, let us look at this. So what was our array? Let us look at the array and also at the function. We will go through it side by side. Now, for array, here it is a 4 3 4 comma 3 comma 2 comma 1 comma 8 comma 9. and if we do indexing, it is like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, from 0 to 5. Now what is going on in here? When we see this function closely, and we will try to consider this case and solve this, let us see what happens. So this is our method insertion sort. Int arr, int ij temp n equals to arr.length. Now this is clear that this will return the value of length of the array arr. Okay, and we will show the value of arr.length in n. Coming to for loop. Now this is the main part of this code, or we can say this method. Now if you see that the index, let us mention it here, index is going from 1, 2, 3, 4, it is going like this, okay, and I would say 5 also. Why I'm saying 5? Because if you closely see, this is the length, n equals to arr.length, and here are 6 numbers in the array. So 6 minus 1, because we are considering 0 index also, so it is 5. So we are we come from 1, then 2, then we go to 3, then we go to 4, and finally we come to 5. Now these are our index values. Now for these values of I, these are values of I, okay, these are values of I. The values of j are, the values of j here are 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, comma, 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 comma. While j is greater than 0, okay, we will consider it later, but let us come to this part which I have bookmarked. Okay, so I will solve this issue. We will consider these 3 parts first, and then we will move forward with this problem. So temp equals to, we have initialized this temp variable, and in this variable, for let us take the value of I1 here. This is our first case. Temp equals to 4, sorry, not 4, because temp equals to arr I, and arr I, because I is 1 here, and 0, 1. So temp is simply 3. Now as temp is 3, now let us come to the second part, which is arr j plus 1. Now we should see that we are taking the case of 1 here only, okay. We are talking about when we are talking about the case where I equals to 1, so j must be 0, and here it is, j is greater than equal to 0. So yeah, value of j as 0 is allowed. Here we have arr j plus 1. Now j plus 1, which means arr 1. Now if you remember, what I just said is that 3 is also arr 1, and here we are saying that arr 1 equals to arr j. Now arr j, here we are considering the second second condition also, my friends, so pay attention to that also, that arr j must be less than temp. Now you know that j is less than 1 less than I, so it is technically I minus 1, and temp is arr I. So if the previous value in this array is greater than this, then it would be placed after this. Here it is, arr 1 equals to arr 0, and finally if you see, here it is arr, in this case closely look at this. Now here it is, j is 0 here, okay. Now here j is minus 1. Now it should go out of bounds actually, but this is executed, so it would not. Now j is -1. Now here again -1 plus 1 equals to 0. So ARR 0 equals to temp. So you can see that we played in the variables, but the same concept is being followed. Temp equals to 3 equals to ARR1, ARR1 equals to ARR0, ARR0 equals to temp. So this is a cycle if you see. Temp, ARR1, ARR0. This is a cycle which must be followed to perform sorting. Any kind of sorting, not just insertion sort or any other sort. Any kind of sorting requires this process. Now it must be clear how these things work, but yeah, I missed some details and I would like to tell you that also. Here I said that j is greater than or equal to 0 and temp is less than ARRJ. Now you know that if the value preceding this value is greater than this, it would go after that value. What I meant to say is that let us assume that, and why do we have to assume? It is 4 is greater than 3, so 4 would go after the I mean they would swap. Okay, these values would swap and 4 will come here, 3 will come here. Now here 3 is the smallest value. This is a sorted array which I told you earlier also. Now let us take the case of 1. Once this is all is sorted till here, 1 will be compared to this, and as we saw in the explanation of insertion sorting, as we move forward we are looking backwards, because j minus minus, the value of j is constantly being reduced by 1, so we are going backwards and we are checking for every value if the value is greater than this value or not. So here it is, 1 is less than 2, 2 is greater than 1, so 1 would swap with 2. It would come here at the 2th index, second index, sorry. I'm weak at maths, don't judge me. Okay, now 1 is here at the second index, then it would come at the first index because third is also greater than 1. Now it would again go at the 0th index. Now finally this is the smallest element in here, and this much part is sorted, and you know that what is the function of this part. Now what does this perform? ARRJ plus 1 equals to temp. Now as you saw in here, it is to increment the value which is decremented by this j, because we have to go back but we have to consider the present value in this case while swapping. Okay, so I think this much is clear and I don't need to explain this much part because it is the for each loop which I have covered in the other video, which is of loops, I guess. Yeah, so that was it for today. I hope you liked the video, and if you liked it, then share with your friends, and if you didn't like it, please let me know in the comment section and hit the dislike button. Okay, because I have to improve the quality, so I need to know what is good and what is bad. So we'll meet in the next video.